Ever wondered how that delicious piece of chocolate in your hand comes into existence? It's a question that has probably crossed your mind as you've savored the rich, creamy sweetness of your favorite treat. It's not just a piece of candy, it's a symphony of flavors and textures, a product of a complex and fascinating process that begins in the tropical regions where cocoa beans are grown. And it's a process we're about to explore, from the harvesting of the cocoa pods to the molding and wrapping of the final product. We'll delve into the intricate steps of drying and roasting, transforming nibs into liquor, the art of conching and tempering, and much more. This isn't just a journey into the heart of a chocolate factory, it's a journey into the heart of a beloved tradition. A journey into the magic that turns the humble cocoa bean into the chocolate we all love. Stay with us as we unravel the fascinating journey of the humble cocoa bean into the chocolate we all love. Our chocolate journey begins with the cocoa bean, a humble pod hiding in the lush canopies of the tropical rainforest. Originating from the cacao tree, Theobroma cacao, which fittingly translates to food of the gods. This is the seed that is the heart of any chocolate, the cocoa bean. Now, you might imagine cocoa beans growing in the idyllic landscape of Switzerland or Belgium, famed for their chocolate. However, the truth is far removed from this notion. Cocoa beans are tropical natives, thriving primarily in the equatorial belt. The largest producers of these beans are the Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Indonesia. Here, the climate provides the perfect conditions for the growth of the cacao trees, offering them the warmth and moisture they crave. Harvesting cocoa is a labor of love. It is a meticulous process that requires a discerning eye and a gentle hand. The pods are hand-picked when they are at their ripest, a vibrant mix of yellow and orange. Careful not to damage the tree or the beans inside, the pods are cut from the tree using a machete or a long pole with a blade at the end. Once the pods are harvested, they are cracked open to reveal the cocoa beans. These beans are encased in a sweet white pulp, but don't be fooled by the sugary casing. The beans at this stage are bitter and not yet suitable for chocolate making. This is where the magic of fermentation comes in. The beans, still in their pulp, are left to ferment for about 5 to 7 days. This natural process is crucial as it helps to develop the chocolate flavor we all know and love. The heat generated during fermentation causes the beans to darken, lose their bitter taste, and start to take on that distinct cocoa aroma. Once fermented, these beans are now ready for the next stage, drying and roasting. This is where we'll continue to unlock the rich, complex flavors of the cocoa beans, bringing us one step closer to the final delectable product, chocolate. The dried and fermented beans are now ready for a transformation. The magic really begins when these cocoa beans are prepared for drying. Just like coffee beans, cocoa beans need to be dried properly to achieve the desired flavor. This process is crucial as it reduces the moisture content in the beans from about 60% to a much safer 7%. And how do we do that? Simple. The beans are spread out in the sun, often on large trays or sometimes right on the ground. It's a method as old as time, relying on the natural heat of the sun to do the job. But it's not just about leaving them out to bake. These beans need to be turned regularly to ensure even drying. This process can take up to a week, depending on the weather. The beans lose a lot of their weight during this period, but what they lose in weight, they gain in flavor. A well-dried bean is the first step towards a great-tasting chocolate. Now, once the beans are dried, they undergo another transformation: roasting. Roasting is where the distinct chocolate flavor really starts to emerge. The dried beans are roasted in large, rotating ovens at temperatures between 290 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat awakens the rich flavors hidden within the beans, transforming their somewhat bitter taste into something more complex and desirable. Each roasting session can last from 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the desired end result. Lighter roasts often result in a more acidic, fruity flavor, while darker roasts bring out a deeper, more intense chocolate taste. It's a delicate balance, with every degree and minute making a difference. By the end of the roasting process, the beans have changed dramatically. They've lost their raw, earthy taste and have developed the rich, chocolatey flavor we all know and love. But there's still a lot more to be done. With the beans roasted and ready, it's time for them to shed their shells. The roasted beans now break down into what we call nibs. These nibs are small, crunchy, and full of flavor. They are the heart and soul of the cocoa bean, the essence that gives chocolate its unique taste and aroma. But how do we get from these tiny pieces to the smooth and velvety chocolate liquor that is the base for all chocolate products? Well, let's dive right into it. The process begins with a machine called a cracker and fanner. This machine cracks the roasted beans into pieces, separating the meat or nib from the shell. The shell is then whisked away by a current of air, leaving behind only the rich cocoa nibs. These nibs may be tiny, but they pack a punch. They're full of all the flavors that make chocolate so beloved around the world. But we're not stopping there. The next step is to grind these nibs into a paste. This is done using large grinding stones or heavy steel discs. As the nibs are ground, they release cocoa butter, which helps transform the solid nibs into a smooth, liquid paste. This paste is what we call chocolate liquor. Don't let the name fool you though, there's no alcohol in it. The term liquor here refers to the liquid state of the chocolate. Chocolate liquor is incredibly versatile. It can be further processed to make cocoa powder and cocoa butter, or it can be combined with other ingredients like sugar and milk to create all kinds of delicious chocolate treats. It's the foundation upon which all other chocolate products are built, so there you have it. We've gone from roasted beans to nibs, and from nibs to chocolate liquor, all through a process that maximizes the flavor and texture of the cocoa. The magic of chocolate making lies in these intricate steps, each one bringing us closer to the chocolate we know and love. With our chocolate liquor ready, we're just a few steps away from our final product. The chocolate liquor now undergoes the crucial processes of conching and tempering. These stages in the journey of chocolate creation are like the magic moments where cocoa transforms into the velvety, glossy treat we all know and love. Let's start with conching. This process, named for the shell-like shape of the original machines, is where the chocolate liquor is refined and aerated. The chocolate is gently heated and continuously stirred in a concha machine for several hours to days. As the chocolate swirls and twirls, the rough, gritty texture of the cocoa particles is smoothed out. This is also when any remaining moisture and volatile acids are evaporated away, further developing that rich chocolatey flavor we adore. But that's not all. Conching also allows for the addition of extra cocoa butter, milk, and sugar, resulting in the creamy, sweet chocolate that melts in our mouths. It's like the chocolate is being tenderly coaxed hour by hour into revealing its full, luscious potential. Now, on to tempering. After the conching process, the chocolate might seem ready to eat, but there's one last crucial step. In tempering, the chocolate is carefully heated, then cooled, then gently reheated again in a very specific way. This precise dance of temperature changes encourages the cocoa butter in the chocolate to crystallize into a stable form. Why is this important, you ask? Well, this gives the chocolate that characteristic snap when you break it, and that shiny, inviting appearance. It also ensures the chocolate remains stable at room temperature, so it doesn't melt in your hand, but rather in your mouth. The science and art of conching and tempering are key to creating the perfect bar of chocolate. It's a labor of love, a testament to the craft of chocolate making. It's a process that takes patience, precision, and passion. So the next time you savor a piece of chocolate, remember these stages. Our chocolate is now smooth and glossy, ready to be shaped. It's not just a sweet treat, but a masterpiece, a symphony of flavors, textures, and aromas, all thanks to the magic of conching and tempering. The final stage of our journey is molding and wrapping. This is where our journey truly comes full circle, bringing us back to the familiar image of a chocolate bar. Once the chocolate has been conched and tempered to perfection, it is poured into molds. These molds aren't just any shapes, they are carefully designed to give each chocolate bar its unique identity. The chocolate is allowed to cool and harden, taking on the shape of the mold. Patience is a key ingredient here, as the chocolate must be given ample time to set. A rush at this stage can lead to imperfections in the final product. Once the chocolate has hardened, it's time for the wrapping. The chocolate bars are carefully wrapped, ensuring they are ready for their journey to the stores. And there you have it, the journey of a cocoa bean to your favorite chocolate bar. It's truly a fascinating process, filled with passion, precision, and a whole lot of patience.